I did it. Does that noise mean that I did it?
Yeah, there's a little recording bubble up there. So we got it.
Fuck yeah. Hey, this is our first podcast together
It is.
ever in the history of ever. But we're gonna do it every week now, right?
Every week.
Every freaking week. And I know what you're thinking, guys, how long have you planned this out? You must have like worked really hard to plan all this out.
Weeks, months, years, maybe.
Yeah. And you're right. We did for 3 years straight. We planned this entire podcast out, and that's why we have such a great format. And we definitely didn't just plan it out 3 days ago during a Facebook chat.
People might have thought that when we met each other for the booking New Level, it was about wrestling. It was not. It was actually us spending a long time doing long form storytelling to get to this day to do this podcast.
And so I'll introduce myself. My name is Chris Crunk.
I gotta figure out which one I'm gonna go with, but it's probably Kalon Jay because it says it right there.
Boom.
And I'm Faith Dorn.
Faith Dorn, the voice of Pro South, the voice of New Level, the voice of my bad decisions.
And sometimes it's a voice I don't want to hear.
It's just
okay. Okay.
I bought this thing from Walmart. It's a watermelon bubbly drink.
Okay. How's it tasting?
It's fucking delicious.
I thought you just opened it right there and then told me it was delicious to take the drink. I was like, that's kind of a lie.
No, they're 67 cents a piece. They're huge and they're delicious.
You know, I used to like, you know, those Great Value sparkling waters.
Yeah, sparkling waters, boy.
They were the only ones that I liked. They were like the cheap ones were the only way. But also that goes with a few things like Totino's. It's rocking. That's the only one. I don't want no DiGiorno. I want Totino's. Man, he's really liking whatever's over there. Howdy. We're doing a house tour.
There's like this weird dog versus cat match about to go down over here that I feel like I should like step in on.
Should we commentate it or something? Or
it looks like my cat doesn't care as much as the dog does.
Okay.
Lilo. Hey! See those ears?
She like it listened to you, but it didn't want to.
Leave it. Let's go.
Did you see that slow turn? That like disappointed, like I'm gonna do this, but as soon as you turn your back, I'm gonna get that cat.
And that's my new dog Lilo. And my well-known cat Kitty, who has been a mainstay in my life for like 2 years now.
Yeah.
That's it. All right. You tell me about your life.
That's it, boys. Wrapping it up. Now that you've introduced to the family, we're just we'll see you next week.
What's this two door situation going on behind you?
So that's a closet, and that's my door.
I would fuck that up every day because they look exactly the same.
Walk right
so like, yeah, right in the closet every day, or anytime I needed to get clothes, I would just open up the door butt naked.
Yeah,
you're just like, dang it.
Well, the only reason I know that one is because there's like 100 foot of Ethernet cable right here, and it just goes inside the closet. So it's the only way I can tell the difference. I just let it sit right outside of it.
Smart. And Faith, she's like driving and zooming at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that would be a good choice.
Right.
But
she's like,
blur, you can't see it.
Yeah. Like the cars are just flying by. She's going down the interstate.
That's why it's so blurry.
Yeah.
It's okay. I've got cruise control on.
Yeah. It's one of those new Teslas. It drives itself.
Yeah.
Yes. I also learned how to use Zoom literally 6 minutes ago.
Yeah. He did a how-to YouTube video, and it got him. It was a long. You should have saw the pilot. It was a lot.
It was great.
We'll put that on Patreon.
Yeah. Wait, will we?
I mean, we could re-record a pilot if we need to. If you learn,
we just like reenact it. It's just me clicking the wrong button, and you guys are like, "Oh no, Chris, don't do that." And I'm like,
"How you do it? Did you get the email?"
Yeah, that's it. All right. Well, I guess we should actually talk about something.
Yeah. So
Um,
how about the wrestlings?
oh yeah, we do all have involvement in pro wrestling. That's
Does-
probably why we're here.
It is.
Yeah.
All right, here's the good news. I don't wrestle as much anymore, which is kind of cool.
Same. I think
And
we've all
so-
kind of backed off a little bit.
Yeah, Faith, I haven't seen her wrestle in years.
Wow.
The last time
One
she
day.
hit that double Phoenix splash, and it was done. Retirement for her. She
Well,
just
also for
flipped
the
off
people I
top
was
turnbuckle.
wrestling.
Yeah, but the video, I'll send it to you later. It'll be
Awesome.
on Patreon as
Good.
well.
We'll put that. Yeah.
Let's start a Patreon and just put the worst kind of stuff you could ever put on it.
Oh yeah,
Because here's the problem. Obviously, I haven't done a podcast in a long time, and I was doing a podcast pretty regularly, like off and on. But every time I do a podcast, I get in trouble, and then like drama commences,
well,
and then everybody hates me again. And so my plan is to do a podcast this time where I don't get in trouble.
but you did the opposite choice and chose someone who's more hated than you. And
I don't know if that's true.
Don't
Well,
talk
some-
about me like that.
Yeah, maybe sometimes
we take
we
turns.
have faith to balance it out.
She is the neutral party. Yeah.
Right. They'll let us get away with stuff because Faith is here. They'll be like, ah.
Yes. But if we try hard enough, we can be like the Howard Stern of wrestling podcasts.
God, dude, all I'd have to do is have like an uncut 15 minutes where I'm allowed to say whatever I want.
And it'd
I
be
definitely
even
probably
good,
wouldn't ever get booked again.
but it'd be like therapy.
Maybe.
Well,
It'd
that's
probably
going
just
on the
be-
Patreon.
Yeah, that's what, if we had a Patreon, that's what it'd be. It would just be like our uncut rants about like what we really think.
Yeah, you tell us below, like send some comments in or whatever, and tell us if you want that, because that
Please don't do that. Please don't offer me money for that because I'm a sucker. I will do things for money.
You will do it.
I will.
So,
Go ahead.
so what is getting? Not doing the local stuff yet, but what about that ROH deal? What's your
The new
thoughts on
one?
that?
Where
Yeah,
like they
well-
won't be back until April.
Well,
Yeah.
I think it would be really cool if they signed like some bigger name guys, and when they come back in April, they just debut with like 2 or 3 like, oh fuck, how the hell did Ring of Honor get these guys when AEW and WWE exist? I think that would be really cool, but I don't know. I'm very interested in it.
Yeah, I think that I think there's been a lot of people on both sides of the fence talking about. I saw, I don't know who the hell it was, somebody saying like, now that ROH released everybody, it's your time to show your impact on the show, start sharing stuff, start doing that. But I mean, I feel like a lot of those people were already on the indies doing the same thing. I mean, the only thing that's different is they're not on TV. But also, I mean, anytime you can staple that logo, you've already won. They can't take that away from you.
yeah, I actually really like Ring of Honor. It was my favorite show back in the day for sure, and it still like kind of is because it's the most like wrestling show.
Right.
Besides like a New Japan, obviously I love that stuff, but American based. Like I always thought Ring of Honor was the wrestling show, and it still is. It's just it's not talked about like it used to be, which is kind of sad. And so if they can come back, like I don't know, like I had like this like weird like theory where like somehow they signed Bray Wyatt,
Mm.
and then so when the show comes back, like the very first episode, like Super Card, I think they're gonna do like Super Card of Honor like as their first return back show.
Yeah.
If like the fucking lights went out and like this creepy music hits and fucking Bray Wyatt came out, like people be like, oh shit, this show's like important. I got to start watching this. And I know it sucks that you have to use name value for stuff like that, but we're just kind of in that era where if we don't have like shock and awe and name value, no one really cares.
Right. And I mean, it's all, I mean, I guess because of this whole forbidden door situation, everything's on the table anyways. But I
Yeah.
feel like that's the only one that really hasn't been touched by AEW yet, right? They haven't really
Right.
done anything with ROH. But I think that's because, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Isn't Marty Skrull still part of their booking team? Or did he finally get?
I thought
I
he
think
wasn't.
they fired him.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't know. I don't know if it was like a firing or like a mutual, like, hey, you probably got to go away for a while because
Yeah.
this is
I'm
bad.
gonna, I'm gonna guess that that's not. That it's if there's a company that's gonna be saved, it would be that one. If like it was bad enough, because I mean, all of the AW guys got their start at ROH.
Yeah,
There's too many of them for them to
Yeah.
watch it just fall through.
right. So I'm really hoping something like that happens. I think that would be really cool. Because I still watch Ring of Honor. A lot of people don't at all, which is kind
Right.
of sad. Because then when I talk to people about like the matches or what's happening, they have no idea what's going on for real, or who half the people are. And I don't even watch. I'm like really bad about watching like AEW, and I'm definitely bad about watching WWE. I like never watch it.
Right.
And I'm not one of those people that's like WWE sucks. I'm just one of those people where it's like, I don't know. It just, I'm like, I think I'm like so far delved into like the realm of pro wrestling that like WWE is meant for like a broad audience of people, not just for like pro wrestling fans. AEW is more like tour to the pro wrestling fans, but even then, like I still get kind of disconnected from it.
Right.
I'm so like, I guess like smart marky where like I have to watch something that's just like for pro wrestling fans. I don't know. It's weird.
So I guess that
Yeah.
brings to the question of so AEW bringing in a more wrestling based content hasn't sparked the interest for you yet. And they got like Christian.
I've
And,
definitely watched like every Christian thing, every Daniel Bryan thing, Bryan Danielson thing, every CM Punk thing, and I watched like all the other stuff too as much as I can. I'm really bad about sitting down and watching like a 2-hour episode now,
mm,
where I actually like stuff like the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, where a lot of people probably think like Chris Crunk would hate that.
Right.
Because I'm very like old school when it comes to pro wrestling, and I don't like the run a million miles per hour and do moves stuff. But I love like the innovation stuff that they do. Like
right.
just this last week, they were all in like Ghostbusters outfits,
Right.
like doing like this
Yeah.
like absurd, like crazy segment. And that's the stuff about the Attitude Era that was like cool.
Right.
Even though it wasn't my favorite wrestling era, it's the stuff about the Attitude Era that was cool. Is like the absurdness and like the oh my god, like how is this happening? Craziness is what made Attitude Era cool. And then like they do mix in the pro wrestling stuff, which I like, and you do get more of a and it's a lot of Japanese influence style too on AEW, so I appreciate that. But I don't know. I try to watch as much as I can, but there's still like a few people I don't like. Like I don't like Orange Cassidy. I know like tons of people go ape shit for it. It's
Right.
not for me. I don't know. There's just like a bunch of people like that on the show that like I just can't get into like that.
I feel like they have a really good spread. Like I mean, they've said that from the beginning, but they're very good about the diversity play. You know, like Orange Cassidy is their WWE guy, or well, I mean, he's not a WWE guy, but he's their pander to the children guy.
Mhm.
And then you got like Chris Statlander in that era as well. Then you got your real wrestlers and Brian Danielson and Christian and those kinds of guys. Then you have your like funny but still run a million miles an hour, your Young Bucks and your Dante Martins and those kinds of guys. And it's really cool because they're and also using legends and stuff. I think that's like my favorite part. It's been the first thing in a long time that has made me feel wrestling again was AEW, just because I don't watch every match. I mean, I watch the full shows, but it's the first thing that I can feel something from something on each show, even if I don't like the full show. Like I think they have a good play of young talent, like new talent, legends, and then these like indie landmarks that that piece that together in a really synchronicity kind of way.
Faith, what do you watch?
Mostly AEW right now. WWE doesn't quite appeal to me, although they have some wrestlers that I do like. I'll catch Ring of Honor when it's on sometimes. But AEW is pretty much the main one for me right now.
We haven't talked about Impact at all, which is sad because I like Impact because the champion's like a really big deal.
I watch their YouTube videos more than anything. It seems
Yeah.
like, because isn't there's like on Axis or something still, or one of the companies does like Twitch streams.
Yeah.
Isn't that?
I think Impact is still on Twitch.
Yeah.
Or maybe
So I mean, I don't catch that a lot. A lot of the times I'll just see, oh, Christian did this on YouTube. Okay, cool. And then I'll just watch the full segment there. That's what I have to do with ROH, and really Impact and ROH, just because of like how easy it is to, like how not easy it is to watch the full show. Sometimes I'll go in the living room and see my dad has recorded New Japan or ROH. I say, how do you get that? What? I'll just be like, I don't know, it's on at like 7 a.m. All right, cool. He said,
I do love New Japan. I watch it religiously, and no one watches it here. And it's like really sad because I'll be like,
I wish
hey,
I
did
can
you
keep up with it better. But
I definitely don't use illegal sites to watch it. Like I definitely do not do that, and because that would be wrong. And so I make it a little bit easier to keep up with it than most people do by not using the illegal sites.
I mean, how else are you going to watch wrestling?
Not illegally.
Oh, okay.
right.
Well, how about them Braves?
Dude, fuck the Braves. One, I hate baseball. I really don't like it. And then people go ape shit about the team when it starts winning. And that's another reason why it makes me not like it anymore. Is like people won't talk about the Braves. Like you have like people that do talk about the Braves all year long, even if they suck. They're like, I love the Braves. Those are the people I respect. Then when the Braves start winning, everybody and their mom's like, I love the Braves. The Braves rule. And you're like, no, you don't. There's like 9 people that like the Braves and I can name them.
That's because when they start winning, they can't do the old tomahawk. That's the only reason that you want to be able to go to a Braves game anyway. Sit up there by that drum, that big ass drum. Yeah.
It's like I do like the Braves Stadium. I don't know if you've ever been, but it's fucking awesome. I love to go to baseball games live. We have the Chattanooga Lookouts here in Chattanooga. I go all the time. Hot dogs, just like crazy, just waving hot dogs around.
Yeah. I was confused as to where you were going with that, but
I love
You know
hot
how
dogs.
many wrestling shows you could fund with those hot dogs?
he could be doing tomahawks with hot dogs.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, hot dogs. And like they're Nathan's hot dogs. I don't know if you ever had a Nathan's hot dog, but that's all I care about is Nathan's hot dog. And so I go, we get the Nathan's hot dogs. We've got like handfuls of Nathan's hot dogs, and they're playing like the Montgomery biscuits or something like that. And we just talk shit to them the whole time. Like the name will come up. I don't even know who they are. It'll just be like Greg Brown, and you're like, Greg Brown, more like Greg sucks. Woo! Just like waving hot dogs around.
I've
been trying to get Kalon to go to a Birmingham Barons game, but he just won't.
We play the Lookouts play the Barons all the time.
It might surprise people, but Faith is a huge sports fan, and I am doing my best. I'm one of those people who like want to go, I want to learn about it, but I feel like I'm so far behind. Like I don't know the rules to any of the sports well enough to enjoy it. So I'm always like, oh, I'm gonna watch the band, or I'm into the fouls and stuff because I don't know anything. That's the only time it gets interesting is when there's drama because I don't know the rules. No one
I
wants to.
also love sports and know all the sports, but people don't get that. They always see me and they're like, look at this little emo kid. He doesn't know anything about sports. I'm like, wait, I know all the sports.
Yeah. I just like want to, but I feel like I'm so far, like there's no way to catch up. There's just like, I mean, I guess I can, but then I'm gonna be like the one year in football guy who's like, oh yeah, he did that thing. And then you're like, what? No, that's bad.
There was like this year, it was like a year or two ago, where Adam Priest, like he doesn't really like pro football, like NFL. He likes college football. But he had decided that he was going to become a NFL fan and like start watching NFL and like care about NFL, but he needed to pick a team. And so he, for an entire year, he would pick like whatever team was winning.
Right.
And it was just like the funnest time of my life because like every show we were at, because we were always doing those bar shows where like they're playing football.
Right.
And like everybody be like, fuck yeah, this team. And he'd be like, yeah, that's the team right there. And then that team would lose next week and he'd be like, oh, Never liked that team. I like the
Yeah.
other team. And it was
Screw
great.
them.
And no one got it. Like everybody was just like, "Oh yeah, Adam Priest. He loves football.
He
He looks
really
like a guy
likes
that
the
knows about
winners."
football. He must know about football because he just
He
looks like
drinks
the type."
beer. He must be the NFL guy.
Yep. So that was one of the funner like football seasons of my life. Is Adam
That's
Priest?
that surprises me that he doesn't like the big boys.
Well,
I feel like
he keeps up with it. He just never had like a team where
well,
like he has like Alabama because he's from Alabama. So,
I was
like,
about to say that doesn't help where our state is that we don't have a team.
Yeah.
But we get 2 college teams, which is I guess cool enough.
You get like 19 college teams if you think
Well,
about it.
There's like 2 that people care about, and that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The rest of them are like Birmingham, whatever she called them, the baseball.
That's like
team.
me. Like
What?
I'm from like Tennessee has like the Vols, but UTC has the Mocs. And like nobody talks about them because they suck, right? And then Georgia has Georgia Bulldogs, but I like Georgia Tech, and nobody talks about them because they suck.
Right.
They're all right.
I didn't say they suck. It's okay.
I already know that they suck. I've been a Georgia Tech fan since I was born in 1991, and so like I became a fan like pretty much like as soon as I was a kiddo because they won the conference in 1991. I thought that was so cool. That like this team won the year I was born, so I was like, this must be my team. Boy, did I mess up.
You know what might have ruined sports for me is that my first experience to football was the XFL.
I
So,
like XFL.
well, I mean, I wish I could remember it. I was too young. So we ended up going to Armageddon in 2000 when, the old off the cell, big Undertaker. And we had season passes to XFL. And that's the only thing I remember is them throwing those little XFL purple footballs because it was like, I don't even know the team, but it just made the Vikings the only one that thinks it's not them, but they have the same color scheme. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And I was like a little kid with these little souvenirs because my family all went. It was mom and my family and their family, and took up a whole ass row watching the XFL. We were the ones supporting them. They survived. They survived a football game because of us.
I used to go over to Cody's house, Big Hollywood.
Mhm.
I used to go to his house back in the TNA heydays of like 2005, 2006. And like, so TNA Impact would come on. And then after that would be the Lingerie Football League.
Mhm.
And so me and Cody would be like, well, of course we got to watch this. We're men.
Right.
We love the ladies. And so we'd watch it. But then we actually ended up getting into it. And
Right.
so then we would be watching like it's football instead of like how like probably it was intended to be watched. And we'd be like, tackle that bitch, like stuff like that. Like real
Yeah.
loud.
And there was a few of them women that would like hit each other like
Mhm.
real hard. My dad would
Yeah.
watch that too.
I missed the
He's more independent than me. I don't know why the hell, but he's out here watching New Japan and XFL, Lingerie Football League.
So you come from a family of wrestling fans?
I wouldn't call them fans, but I mean, like they watched it until I got into it. And now they hate it. So, it was one of those deals where I grew up watching WCW and all that stuff. And then, and he'll still watch, like if it's in the daytime, he'll watch some of the more odd wrestling or whatever, like I said, the New Japans and stuff that hit it at a different time than the classics. Hell yeah. We got unlimited time now. Okay. It just said that.
We didn't have unlimited time before.
I don't know, but it said the host
Oh,
did
no.
something, and I said, hell yeah. But yeah, we watched WCW and a lot of the Attitude Era, and then I ended up, Mob was a wrestler like 10 years before I did it, and then I said, I'm gonna get into wrestling, and then I said, come watch me wrestle, and he watched me one time.
Yeah.
So since then, I have not seen wrestling play at the household. So it'll be recorded sometimes, and he'll say he watched it, but it's definitely not a thing that we watch together anymore. So wrestling is no longer that.
My favorite part about the last New Level Pro show was I was there. Then the Mob's there. I'm like, cool, Mob's here. I said hello to him at one point, and that's it. And then at one point he wasn't there, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then there was like this message in the group chat that was like, I broke my wrist, I retire forever. And I was just like, what the fuck?
He did.
He did.
The first match of the show. We said we're going to do a double show. It's going to be the coolest thing. Nothing could ever go wrong. Match 1, we're going to get through it. It's the finish. Boom, breaks his hand. I'm involved. Like I get knocked off the apron. I turn around, his hands like all really lumpus, and I was what am I supposed to do? I don't. So I just like
because I
just said,
left
help
early,
him.
and so like I was like pulling up my phone to do GPS. And there was like this message in the group chat. It's just the mob. He was like, "It's been a hell of a run, boys. My wrist is broke, and I'm retiring on top." And I was just like, "Well, fuck. All right,
Time to sail down that road. Yep. He was
family."
it would we well little known to the people because no, it didn't happen. But the goal was to get to a family little rivalry situation.
Yeah,
Did
not
not happen.
anymore.
Did not get to that at all.
Mm-mm.
And then he said that, and he didn't talk to me about it at all. So it was just like, oh, okay, I guess we're done with that feud.
He's done.
Not getting to that.
It was interesting. It that whole show and whole day was very interesting. It was nice.
Yeah. I think there was some good things that came out of it. It just felt fucking long because I don't know why my brain sometimes will just not let me
That
sleep.
was your loopiness was great.
Whew, it was rough though.
Not for everybody.
I also did this
Wasn't
really
great for
funny
everybody.
thing because you guys had Amorous Blair there,
Mhm.
and like Kevin Ron kind of has like this crush on Amorous Blair, right? So what did I do is I took a picture with Amorous Blair, of
Right.
me and her together, and like I pull it like I did it like
I
this.
I
Hang
saw
on. Hang on. I'm not gonna pull up the exact picture because I'm too lazy to actually go find it. But what's funnier? There's a picture of my cat. So I pull it up like this, and I'm like showing it to him like this, like right in his face, and he's like, "You son of a bitch, you son of a bitch." And I start like backing up, like just holding my phone like this, right? But it's just a picture of me and Amherst Blair. This story gets better as it goes. So as I'm walking backwards, lo and behold, like who comes walking up to me on the side? It's like her ex-boyfriend. I forget his name, Dale Springs. And I just like had my phone like this. I look at him, I just go. And his face was like, like what the fuck? And then so I walk around the entire arena with like my phone up like this. Then the next night we're at New South doing like the Sunday show. What do I do? Walk right up to Kevin Ryan like this. And then I proceed to walk around the entire bar that we're doing the New South show on with like my phone up. Like I'm literally like so far away. I'm like way over here, and I'm just like this. Like, so all you can see is like the light on like this. So you really can't see the picture. And I'm just walking around the entire bar like that. It was worth it.
There was a moment between the two shows where I was very caught off guard and didn't know what was happening, but it was just you literally taking these baby steps away from him. Like and I was like, what's happening? And then it was just you just driving in and him just being like,
mm-hmm.
You know,
because I am like known as a locker room prankster, where I constantly just come up with like pranks and like jokes in the locker room all day long. Where like, but I'm also like usually the only one that finds it funny, which is great. Because it's usually at the expense of someone else, and they all hate me, and that's what I do like the entire time I'm at a show.
But I mean, you gotta entertain yourself, you know.
Yeah, and I've been doing
especially
this
on a
new
long ass
thing
day like that.
At these New South tapings. I like can't be in the men's locker room because that's where Donnie is, and he's just like the whole day just I'm a wrestler. I have gear. I have long hair. Look at my shades. Did you see my gym picture? Oh my God. And I'm like, I got to get out of this one. So I've like weaseled my way into being allowed to be in the women's locker room. So I'll just be there with Stu, like sitting there and like, Donnie, like I'll finally come back out. Donnie will be like, "Where the fuck have you been the whole time?" I'm like, I just have been hiding. I don't know. So I worked on that sweet agreement where I'm like, hey, I want to be in here where I'm away from that. It's worked out great.
To be clear, that's not a locker room full of women, so no need to cancel them or anything. It's good. It's just
it is a locker room full of women.
There is
okay.
No, there's like 4 in there.
There's one. Yeah.
There's tons of space.
There's sometimes 2, I guess, but it's okay.
And there's me.
Well, that was the second. No. Clever. He's drinking that 67-cent water again. If you
It's
couldn't see
delicious.
that.
You have to try it.
And that's the
The-
watermelon one.
The dog cat grudge match is back on. I'm fucking stressing out over here. This pit bull is gonna eat my cat. My cat is so small.
My brain just jumped to cat dog, and I was like, what happened?
Yeah.
What just happened?
What did I say? Did I say cat dog or dog cat?
You said dog cat, which was more confusing. But I put them together, and especially because that's a big ass pit bull. It's not like,
Yeah.
little, it ain't like the cartoon. It's gonna be one really misshapen body. If they can do that. That's a huge ass pit bull legs, and then the little cat ones that don't touch the ground. Little diagonal.
They're at it. I like, my favorite part is my cat is like the friendliest cat on earth. So she like doesn't care, but the dog is like, I'm gonna kill this cat. That's what it is.
And it doesn't get any better.
No, I don't really know what to do about it.
How long has the dog been there?
5 days.
Oh, so it's new.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're in the
Gotcha.
cusp. My girlfriend recently moved in. She has a pit bull, and I have like the world's friendliest cat. So we're just kind of screwed.
Don't they do those like maybe I'm dumb because I don't like pets, but can't you go to like a Petco or something and make them trained or whatever? Make them like other animals? Isn't that a thing they do? You know what I'm saying?
I just like bring both animals in a box. I'm like, hey, you got 6 hours to make these two pets like each. They're like, all right. It's like
Figure this shit out.
somebody at the fucking cash register, like it's just some like 19-year-old girl that's been ringing shit up on it. She's like, oh, okay.
She's like, I'm just paid to be a groomer, sir.
Yeah, she's like, sir, this is a Wendy's. And I'm like, damn it.
Put that on the Patreon.
I think you should
Wendy's?
try it. Well,
Yeah, put Wendy's on Patreon, but making the cat and the dog
You
get
can now
along
order
together.
Wendy's exclusively through our Patreon link.
we're not actually going to bring it to your house, but you can
No.
order it.
You can
Well,
type
we
in your
will.
order.
We
There's
will,
no way
but
for
there's a
this.
fee.
Yeah.
If you type in your order on our Patreon link, we'll call the Wendy's closest to you. Put in the order, then you have to go get it, and you also have to send us $9, and that's
You have to pay for it there too.
Yeah.
And you also have to tell us which
Yeah.
Wendy's is closest to you.
Yeah,
'cause
there's
we
a
don't
lot
know.
of work. A lot of work that's going to have to happen.
Yeah, but we'll do it for you.
And
Yeah.
if you do it enough, we'll try to open it up to more chains.
I don't know about that.
Just a Wendy's.
Oh, yeah.
Well, if they're paying us $9 to have to deal with this phone call, well, I mean,
Yeah, but Wendy's, nobody orders Wendy's. When's the last time you went to a Wendy's willingly?
not
Like, I'm not talking about those late nights where like me, you, and Faith would go to that
Right.
weird gas station.
right. Yeah,
For some reason, only
Okay.
had a Wendy's in it.
yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I
like
feel
that's
like-
probably the last time I ate Wendy's.
I feel like you can only go to Wendy's for chicken nuggets.
Well, yeah, because they do have good chicken nuggets. I'll give you that. But the fries are always garbage.
Not good. Yeah,
Yeah.
The service is always garbage.
the floor
Unless
is always
Wendy's would like
greasy.
to sponsor this podcast, in which case we do love Wendy's. Y'all
We
tell them how
do.
No,
much
we
we love
don't.
it.
Even if they want to
Chris.
sponsor it, we don't love it.
If you would like to buy our opinion, we will definitely do that.
Yeah, no, I'm not selling out for Wendy's.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's
Okay,
why we
well,
keep
he
her-
might not, but some people will. So
Yeah, I was
just-
about to say we
sometimes.
have three of us for a reason.
Oh no, I'm getting voted out.
No, no, she could be the Wendy's affiliate for
I
the.
just got it.
Okay, why am I the Wendy's
Does
affiliate?
she have to wear
Oh.
the wig?
Okay.
If she has to wear the Wendy's wig, I'm in. Like the
Listen.
whole podcast.
Hey, how
For
many
next
times
week's
in my life have
Halloween
I heard
episode.
that?
Yeah, well, wait for next week's Halloween episode. You'll see her dressed up as Wendy.
I love that.
Will you?
My cat
Well.
is Billed.
We're gonna put that on the Patreon.
Look at this
Both
motion.
those.
This is the cat come here motion.
Is it?
Yeah.
I would laugh more if your dog got up there.
What's better is that I can only see Kalon. So
I also want you to know that I've somehow scooted away from the desk and my head keeps getting bigger. I keep seeing it just take up the entire, like if I scoot 1 inch, I'm taking up 2/3 of my screen right now.
I have a lot
Yeah.
of fucking blank ass wall back here, but I took down all my wall shit because I had like all this like nerdy white boy shit on the walls, and like I just my girlfriend's like, I don't know what any of this stuff is. This has got to go. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I was like, all right.
You tell her you're putting it back up, or else she's gonna have 2 doors. You're gonna have to build another door in your thing.
I put it. Well, I now have like a nerd room because we have like this 2-bedroom place.
Yeah.
The other bedroom, until this person's moved in, has just been this empty room that sometimes I go stand in and I'm like, what is the point of this room? This room needs a purpose.
I just picture you walking in there, standing in there.
Yeah, it's just, dude, that's exactly it. I'll be like in my like zone and be like walking around bored, and then I'll just wander off of that room and just be like, why do I pay for a 2-bedroom place?
Yeah, definitely could have saved some money. Definitely.
But I was like so sure. I was like, I need 2 fucking bedrooms if I'm gonna get my own place.
Well, if your cat and dog keep doing that, you're gonna have to give one a bedroom or something. It's gonna have to start paying out.
Dog does sleep in the spare bedroom now.
The nerd room.
Yeah, the nerd layer. And so like, and it gets so sad when I have to put it in there because it knows.
Oh.
I'm like, you gotta go to your room, and she starts doing the saddest face of all time. And I'm like, dude, like you're the one that's trying to eat the cat. It's not me. We could just stop trying to eat the cat.
You're gonna accidentally convert the dog, and it's gonna start to love. You're gonna love it more than the cat. That's my prediction.
The dog
as you're
loves
putting it
me.
in the nerd room, it's gonna be surrounded by the stuff that you love every night, and eventually you're just gonna get to the point where you're like, oh, I'm a dog guy. The dog guy.
Yeah, dog loves me. I do love dog. I just love cat more. I'm a cat person because I am very much personality like a cat, where like I do want attention sometimes, but most of the time I don't. And so I just wander off and like do my own thing for a while, which is like, you guys know, you never hear from me, like hardly ever. I just never message people ever, history of ever, except for like once in the blue moon, I'll just message you and be like, hey, we're best friends again.
Yeah.
Very much like a cat.
Yeah.
Very much so. I don't like any animals, unfortunately. But I mean, if I have to choose one, I usually choose a cat because it gets rid of the other animals that I don't like. So, dogs
like
get rid of
rats?
cats, but yeah, oh man, hate them.
Man,
Hate that. Hate them. But I mean, if I like the dog gets rid of cat, well then I don't like dog. But if cat gets rid of mouse,
I'm like the worst. I like love all the animals and creatures and little fucking doodads. So like I gotta catch them all. It'll be like the Pokemon
collection in your
it'll be like the scariest looking spider you've ever seen in your life, and I gotta like catch it and like have it in my hand, and I'm like, look at this deadly spider that could kill me in 2 seconds, and everybody's like, what the hell is wrong with you? Or a snake. I'm just like holding a snake, and I'm like the hot dogs. I'm like, look at these snakes.
Just tomahawking snakes at a Chattanooga game. What a wild time it is in Chattanooga. That's why and you get socially distanced whipping those snakes around too. So
that's how you maintain your 6 feet. You're just wheeling snakes around.
It's good to know that we need to go to events with Chris, because when this pandemic is over, he'll have the space. He'll have the space ready up for us.
And we get to watch. We're gonna watch Spider-Man.
We are.
Don't forget about our super odd 3-month planned Spider-Man date.
It's gonna be the only thing that we hold true to, because we're all so bad at remembering stuff.
Okay, don't drag me into that.
Well, hey,
I remember
the responsible one.
Sometimes responsible.
What?
She's still zooming down the roads right now. She hasn't
She's just like,
she hadn't even looked in a mirror yet. She's just zooming.
I don't need to.
Yeah.
I got cruise control.
The cruise control is on. She'll make it to her destination.
Other people might not, but
she's just driving in a tank right now, barreling through the roads.
Well, we did it. I don't know what else we have to do.
I don't know. Was it a good pilot? If not, hey, Patreon.
It's probably bad. It's probably bad. But all right, let's plug things. Plug your stuff.
A bunch of faith stuff, things that we do with faith.
I don't know if you're telling me to plug things or you
Yes,
just
you-
wanted to.
Uh,
I can really only think of one thing to plug, which would be New Level Pro on Sunday, November 14th at
It
the
is a big
Brass Monkey
show.
in Florence, Alabama, featuring legendary wrestler Alex Shelley.
mhm. I feel like we
Yeah,
gotta
you
wait for
know.
another episode because there's still weeks before it gets there. But be ready. We're gonna get your thoughts on it. Yeah,
My
you-
thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I think all three
Oh.
of us came around the generation of him being the one to start a lot of us into wrestling. So,
Oh,
or
yeah.
not him necessarily, but the Motor City Machine Guns had a big impact, at least when I got into it.
Mhm.
So, yeah, New Level Pro, November 14th. It's a Sunday. They got crossover show. We got scare actors from Marks Mortis coming in. It's gonna be a big triple up event. Everybody does these hokey Halloween events where they want to wrestle Wayne and all that other stuff. Listen, I'm not here for it. I just wanted to see it. I mean, if we're gonna do Halloween, we might as well at least get like people who make money off of Halloween every year.
If we're
And
gonna
we
do
might-
Halloween, we might as well do it 2 weeks later, November
Yeah.
14th.
That's what we was thinking. Like that's when we're thinking like the best option, it's just do it afterwards. Do it for Christmas. So listen, there's a holiday before then, but fuck it. We're just trying our best here. Anyways,
Can't
I'm
wait for spooky Thanksgiving.
spooky Thanksgiving. I'm
Dude,
in
let's do
the
a spooky Thanksgiving. Fuck it.
hey, we'll do another show.
No, I mean,
Probably-
like, just
I don't
us.
think.
Oh,
Like,
just
we all-
Yes.
We all meet up and eat together. It's called Spooky Thanksgiving.
well,
Can
yeah,
we?
I'm in.
Yeah, fuck it. Who cares?
Okay.
And
We gotta go
everybody's
do it.
invited. Just we're not gonna post where it is or what day it is. So that's the
If
key.
you- If you see my car zooming down the road, you'll know that's where I'm headed.
Yeah, she just got her phone like this. You're like, God, there goes space. It's spooky Thanksgiving.
Lord.
And it's like December 15th. Because we always do things 2 weeks after.
Yes.
We're always late to the
Um,
party.
Anyways, I missed the last Brass Monkey show, so the next one is the 14th, so there's nothing to plug there. And I'm supposed to be in the Pro South Battle Rumble. Is that what it is? Battle Rumble? is what it's called? Yeah.
Yeah.
Big hot announced intro.
that
I gotta make a
Friday?
post. It is.
I was asked to be in that, and I said I couldn't,
Oh,
which is
Oh.
true.
yeah. We had the worst signal, so there was no way to actually get anyone else. So it's just me, I think, unfortunately,
Yeah.
which is
I
okay.
wanted- I wanted to do it because I do like Ace Haven and Tyler Culprit, but I just fucking work every Friday now for real.
Literally to the point where we didn't do this yesterday.
Yeah,
You did a 24-hour shift.
long. I have like a salary job where I'm just not ever allowed to leave, and I'm like, this sucks. No, it's money, but it's not worth it. I'm like, I miss when I made like $12 an hour and was at home on the weekends.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't think I have anything else to plug really. It's just doing the Battle Rumble on this Friday, and then November 14th is the Big Hot Crossover show.
On the 30th, I have a spooky ladder match,
Mhm.
which is sick, and I have all this like insane stuff planned for it. Because I'm the only one that comes up with ideas for matches like a week before. Everybody else is like, I'll figure it out when I get to the show. And like I've got like this book of fucking shit I want to do. And so that'll be really cool. And I'll probably do a bunch of really dangerous, dumb shit, which is like very not Chris Crunk of me to do. But ladder match is my favorite match of all time. So if I get to do one, I go like a little wonky with it.
You heard it live here, folks. When New Level starts booking him in only ladder matches,
Ladder match
because
only.
it's his
The
favorite
Chris
match.
Crunk ladder match invitational.
It's
where
just
you-
gonna be a scramble where we put everybody in there. with
Oh
the
fuck!
ladder.
No,
Just
two
whoever we can
hours. Remember when
find.
we did a fatal four way with Brad Cash?
Yes.
Yeah.
God, I'll never get that time back. Dude, I had to do a fucking street fight with Brad Cash.
I did a moonsault in that fatal four-way, and he didn't even catch me. He just fell before I still used it in my highlight video, but
Yeah.
I did that top rope, and he just fell, and I just took the entire bump myself.
Brad Cash.
What a
he
wild
is a
animal.
goof. One time I got a job at Amazon And I was like, all right, I work at Amazon now. And I like walk into the cafeteria. Who's sitting there? Brad fucking Cash. I was just like, hey man, what's up?
One time we were at Pro South and I walked down the stairs and I saw you. Well, he had you taped up to a chair with like something in your mouth, and then he was like threatening you or something, but it was like a promise a little bit. But like it was a wild. I don't know what you guys were doing. Maybe you can, but you were just like duct taped to a chair,
Yeah.
and you were just like begging for your life. And Brad was. That's what we do.
Yeah, and he had a
That's-
drill. He had like a actual
Yeah.
electric drill in his hand, like to my head.
Yeah.
That
That's
wasn't even
wild
part of the
stuff.
show.
No, that's
That's
just
backstage.
because here's the problem. I always get in trouble in the locker room for real. Like, you always hear like, oh, Chris Crunk, he's always starting drama or getting in trouble. Like that's for real. Like every locker room I'm in, somehow I piss somebody off. And like sometimes the guy's bigger than me and he's duct taped me to a chair. And I just go for it because I never learned my lesson. It's still to this day.
We should have taped that and put that on the Patreon instead. Different tier.
Okay, I'll put that on the Patreon.
Oh, you've got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do actually have it.
Just listen, if you guys want to see him duct taped to a chair, $29.99.
We're also going to recreate it at Spooky Thanksgiving, so
Yes.
keep that in mind.
But it's just going to be Faith taping him to a chair that time with a drill.
yeah.
2 drills.
That's it. We did it. This is a show.
Hell yeah. We did it.
And I don't know what to do past this besides.
Yeah. I
okay.
don't ever get to the closer either, so I don't know how to. Do they like tell
Oh,
you something?
yeah. So
5
you have
star
to
or
like the
something?
podcast, and then you have to rate the podcast, and then you have to share the podcast. So that way people get
Yes.
it. And then the next episode will definitely be like more put together because we called this one on the fly. That's it. All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to click this stop record button now.